Good morning, dear respected Thai, dear beloved community. How are you this morning? I see a lot of smiles. I hope that you are well. Thank you for coming here to stay with us over the weekend. And also thank you for coming here for the day of mindfulness. It's been a while that we haven't received the friends coming to stay over the weekend because we are busy with the retreats at the monastery from the beginning of July until so far. So it's a joy to host you again. And I see that today we have a full house. Thank you for coming. We're very aware that we don't have much to offer for you. The life here is very simple. We live in the community. We share rooms together. We share meals together. And we share cars together. Yesterday, I welcomed a group of friends coming here to help with some specific project for the sisters. And one thing they concern is that they have to eat vegetarian food. They cannot eat meat here. We are very aware of that. When you come here, all our meals are vegan, very simple. So we feel deep gratitude for your coming, your opening, and your willingness to practice, to integrate the practice with us. When you are here, we just remind you to come back to yourself. Bring your mind back to your body. And we breathe in order to do that. We use our breath as the connector, as something that anchors our mind and our body in the present moment. And we keep reminding you doing that with us here. That's only one thing that we remind each other as a community to practice. I have been assigned by the Sangha to do the construction job here. And let me share with you some story about that. I have with me here the boat, the metal boat. This is something that part of the connector in some of the steel work for the construction. And when they connect all the steel work together, this part rips off and become the craft on the construction site. One of the members in the construction team, I believe the architect, he collect them and brought these to one of the first meeting of the construction. In order to do good in the construction, we have to meet a lot. Up until now, I cannot remember. I cannot remember how many meetings we have been going through in order to brainstorm, to compromise, to negotiate, to make the decision. And the meeting's still going on until the construction is done. But I remember the first time when we had the meeting and our friends brought these and shared these with us because we have to read the sketch we have to read all the drawings. And we sat under the tree with the winds or the breeze, all the papers fly all over. So we use this, the craft of the construction, and we recycle it into the paperweight. So each of us has some in order to, settle down all our papers. And we're supposed to bring it along in every single meeting that we go into. That's it for the metal bowls. But as a practitioner, among them, I'm the only nun. I'm not just going to the meeting with this. I have to put some magic on it to bring it with me. In the retreats here, we have children program. And luckily, the children have the chance to learn about the Pebble meditations. I remember when I was doing the children program with some of my brothers and sisters and the children, one of the fun things was to go out and to collect our favorite pebbles around the monastery. Each of us has to pick 4 of it, and the brothers or the sisters or the staff or the parents, they will make a pouch, very cute, small pouch for the children to put the 4 Pebble meditation in order for them to be ready to learn about the Pebble meditation. So the sister working in the construction area will have a variation of Pebble meditation. I call it metal boat meditation. And I would like to share that with you today. So we invite the children in the Pebble meditation, we invite the children to sit beautifully on the cushion. They have the same mat and cushion like us. They was guided and instructed the same methods like us to sit, to come back and get in touch with their body through their breath. And they will pick the first pebble. Here is the first boat. And they will reflect. They will consider the first boat as a flower. So breathing in with the first boat, I see myself as a flower. And breathing out, I feel fresh. The first one, whether it's a pebble or the boat, is a flower for us to get in touch with. And with the flower, we get in touch with the freshness, the purity, the fragrance of it. We are born as flowers. We are all roses. Each of us can be a rose, can be a daisy, can be any kind of white flower, but you are beautiful in your own way. Growing up, and the children, they're like flower too. When you sit next to a children, do you feel their freshness? Do you feel they are so pure, so fragrant? We used to be like that. Growing up, we lost that characteristics gradually because we have to chase after our career, our relationship, our fame, our desires. Everything come to our life and we make excuses to come back and get in touch with that element in us the element of being a flower. So the practice of coming back, give yourself some time and get in touch with the flowerness inside your body is very natural. We invite the children to practice, but we also invite the children in each of us to practice that. And when we can get in touch with that, we can be a flower. Our eyes are flower. Our lips with a smile can be a flower to offer to you and to our beloved. Our ears can be the flower. Over here, you will see the brothers and the sisters when they greet you. They will join two palms together like this. And there's a gatha for us to greet you. A lotus for you, a Buddha to be. We form a lotus and we offer you a flower. We greet you and also we say goodbye to you with a lotus, with a flower. Every single chance that we can offer you a flower, we will do our best. The practice of walking meditation, there's a gatha for us to do walking meditation. The mind can go in 1,000 directions. But on this beautiful path, I walk in peace. With each step, a gentle wind blows. With each step, a flower blooms. Each step of walking meditation, of mindful walking, mindful steps can leave a mark, can leave a flower on your trace. Isn't it beautiful when we can perform like that? You will have a chance to practice that with us. But this, the first bowl, helps you to come back and get in touch with that within yourself. We don't need to go out. We don't need to look for that element anywhere else. Just sit. Come back to your breath and get in touch with that deep in your consciousness. When you are a flower, you can recognize another flower from another person. We start with our intimate circle, with our beloved ones. You are a flower, and you want to acknowledge the flower of your partner, of your children, of your relatives, of your dear friends. And you know how to water the flower in you. Then you will know how to water the flower in your beloved ones. So let us sit beautifully, relaxingly, coming back to our body with our breath, and visualize yourself as a flower and start the first practice like the children learning the practice to get in touch with our flower in each of us, of our freshness, of our purity, of our fragrance. Breathing in, I see myself as a flower. Breathing out, I feel fresh. Flower, fresh. Breathing in, I see myself as mountain. breathing out, I feel solid. Mountain, solid. So we've come to the second boat, that you see yourself as mountain and you get in touch with the characteristic of solidity, of stability, of strength in yourself. The mountain is very big, and each of us has a mountain inside ourselves too. And we need stability, we need solidity in order to deal with whatever happening to our life. In our daily life, we only live from here up, and we get weak, we get dispersed, we get vulnerable. We cannot concentrate because we cannot get deep in touch with the root of ourself, which is the source of our vitality below our navel. So if you put your hands under your belly, below the navel, on your belly, below your navel, that's the source of your vitality. And with each breath, it comes from there and it goes into there in order to sustain your life. We don't need to go anywhere in order to fight our life. We just sit as strong, as solid as a mountain and get in touch with life. We come back and get rooted into our life, into Mother Earth, like the tree getting in touch with the root deep under the ground. On the stormy days, when we look at the tree, we see a lot of branches on the top swaying, but the tree won't fall, especially the big tree, because all the roots help the tree to solidify its strength. The inner strength helps the tree to stay calm, stay put, get rooted, and not get uprooted. We can be like the tree. We can be like the mountain. And we are the mountain. We are the tree. With just a breath, we can do that. And for me, the most beautiful image of a human species is the image of a human being sitting meditation. That's the most steady, stable posture of you. So while you do sitting meditation and come back and get in touch with your breath, you are living at that moment. There's no other moments to take care of. At that moment, life is manifested beautifully, naturally, completely, fully by itself. And you can get in touch with that. We forget. We all forget. But just a breath, we come back. And when we do sitting meditation, we can claim all those moments as our life. I have a friend. I have some friends. They love to bring their children to do walking, to go hiking, to go walking in the woods. They say that I would love my children to learn to be the tree. Sit like a tree. Stand like a tree. Get rooted places like the trees. And when they can learn to be the tree, they know how to protect the tree, how to protect nature, how to grow trees in the mountain. And it's not just that. They can get in touch with other things too, from the tree, from the mountain. If we are exposed ourselves to that true and immense love and support, a peace of calm, we can learn how to embrace the moon. We can learn how to embrace the breeze, the air. When you come here, we are down among the valley. You can get in touch with many trees. We have a very beautiful walking rail for you to do walking meditation. You breathe the mountain air here. You can get in touch and be the mountain, the nature, everything. When we can be one with those elements, we know how to culture, how to nurture, and how to protect those elements in us. So the second boat, the second pebble, have us to get in touch with the solidity, with the strength in each of us. Isn't it easy to do? I think you can do it. We come to the third meadow boat, which is the water. And when we get in touch with the water in us, we will get in touch with the characteristic of reflecting in us. So breathing in, I see myself as water. Breathing out, I feel reflecting. Water, reflecting. You know, we are monastics. We love nature. We do love nature. On lazy days, you won't find many brothers and sisters at home, especially on beautiful days. We all try to go to do hiking or to visit all the park here nearby. There's a place that brothers and sisters usually go. It's called Sam's Point. I like to go there too because it's not far away from here. But there's a pond, a very big lake there. And I love sitting by the lake, watching the flower and everything reflecting on the surface of the water. Of the pond, the mountain, the water is very still, very calm. And if I sit by the lake, by the bank of the lake even for the whole day, I rarely see any things that can cause any ripple on the surface of the water. One time on a fall day, I sat there with some sisters and I saw, if I say it's millions, it's a lot, huh? Probably thousands of paintings, of images that can reflect on the surface of the still water. It is so beautiful. Every single minute, the water offers us a different painting with different foliage, with different kind of clouds, with different kind of animals. Once in a while, we saw some squirrels, some deer coming up in order to drink that water because it's so pure, it's so clear. Deep in our consciousness, there's a pond, there's a lake like that too. When we practice, we would like to come back and calm down that lake in ourselves. That's why when we do the Pebble meditation, we visualize ourselves as water, but we are reflecting. We will see and observe all the paintings coming up in the pond of our consciousness. We acknowledge them, but we don't need to grasp them. They are so beautiful. There's no time for us to grab each of the painting. Let it go. Let it go. We just observe it, we just see it, and we just try to bring our water to the status of stillness, of tranquil, so that we can reflect life as it is. When the water is still like that, it becomes the water mirror, and it can reflect the true nature of everything that it carries. It's very close to the truth. If your water is not calm, it's not still, whatever reflecting on it will be the distorted image. So we need to practice, we need to come back and invest into our breath, anchor ourselves in a way that we calmed our water, so that we can see things closest to the truth, closest to the true nature of the phenomena. We don't want to perceive the distorted perception. We want to see the truth as much as possible. And from deep in our consciousness, from our own source of water, we can do that. And it's not just that. When the water is still, we can see everything at the top, at the bottom of the pond, of the lake. We need to do a lot of work in order to see things at the bottom of our consciousness, in order to understand ourselves, in order to find out the best solution for our problems. We cannot find the most accurate solution if we don't understand well, if we don't see clearly everything at the bottom of our lake, of our consciousness. And it's not just that. Our consciousness is a pond, is a lake. But when we go deeper, we get in tune with the ocean too. We get in touch with the depths of the ocean. Anchor yourself there. It's the safest place. And it helps you to find out your answers for your life. The answers, what you're gonna do for this and that, why I am in this situation and that situation. If you can get deep in that depth of your consciousness, of that ocean, of that stillness, everything will reveal itself for you, the true nature of whatever that you are looking for. We are coming to the last meadow bowl. The last pebble, the last meadow boat, have us to visualize ourselves as space. And we can get in touch with the freedom inside of us. So breathing in, I see myself as space. Breathing out, I feel free. Space, free. We all need that. We all need the space and the freedom to grow, to be seen, to be acknowledged. If you go to the gallery in order to see the work of art, you will notice that they don't put a lot of things surrounding the piece of art. They give you space in order to watch, to admire, to see from a distance, from many directions. We are a piece of art too. We are a work of art too. And we need that space in order to be acknowledged, to be seen, to be loved, and to grow, right? If you love somebody, give them space, some space for them to grow in your love. If you leave yourself, give yourself some space to grow and to see how you can grow beautifully in that space. I remember learning the sutras. In one of the sutras, there's mentioned a young friend named Sudana, Thiện tài đồng tử. And that young man, he has a passion to learn about Buddhism and to learn ways to get enlightenment. So he's a student of the Bodhisattva Mashuri. He went all over the places in order to learn to the practices and to learn to seek way for enlightenment. One day he was advised to come see the Queen Maya. Queen Maya is the mother of the Buddha. And he asked the question of Queen Maya. But Queen Maya just tell him a story that, Sudana, you know, when I was pregnant with Siddhartha, the Buddha, before he got enlightenment, we call him Buddha, is the one who get enlightened. But his name is Siddhartha. When I got pregnant with Siddhartha, I felt very happy, very joyful. And one day, there's many bodhisattvas and the great beings came and would like to pay a visit to Siddhartha in my womb. And I was wondering how can they fit in my womb in order to see Siddhartha. But with just a moment, they all came into my womb in order to see Siddhartha. The space there is very vast to carry a great being and to carry hundreds or thousands and many more bodhisattvas and great beings. The good news is that you are the students of the Buddha. So you can cultivate that space within you. We are not full-time Buddha yet. We are part-time Buddha, but we can cultivate the space in each of us so that every day the practice will help us to have more space for ourselves. I see that when any day that I feel spacious, I can take things in easily than some day that my mind is occupied with so many things, or even just a word. On the days that I feel free, I feel comfortable, any words can come into my mind. But on a day that I feel so busy, so occupied, any words can trigger my anger. My ignorance, my business. And when you look at the brothers and the sisters, we perform everything very leisurely and relaxingly, but we have so many things to deal with every day. The schedule on the wall seems the same, but it's changing every minute. And we need to have space within ourselves in order to accept that. One of the first books that we as monastics have to learn is a book, Stepping into Freedom. We learn to step into freedom. We learn to have more space in ourselves so that we don't need to get trapped in anything, because our mind has a tendency to come back and follow the past, to plan for the future, but not dwelling in the present moment. So we learn to come back every single thing here in order for us to have more freedom, to be free. We can live in each moment, and we don't need to be pulled away by the future to burden ourselves with whatever happening in the past. So we've learned the lessons that we learn with the children. The Pebble meditations for the children, the metal boat meditation for the construction sister. And for you, if you don't have these, you have your 4 fingers to practice that. Get in touch with the flower element to be fresh, with the mountain to be solid, with the water, still water to reflect things as it is, with the space to cultivate more freedom for yourself. And if you don't want, you are very lazy to take out your fingers, then just come back to your breath. It's all there for you all the time. All the time. The breath is something that we always remind you to come back through all kinds of practices here, sitting meditation, listening to the bell, walking meditation, mindful eating, every single thing, we come back to that in order to get in touch with the beautiful elements in each of us. And with these elements, we don't need to go anywhere. We don't need to wait in order to do that. It's all there for you. It's all there inside of you, outside of you, for your own sake and for the support, for the beauty of your beloved ones. At the beginning of the Dharma talk, I share my gratitude to your coming here. Whether it's a day of mindfulness, you come here and learn something with us. And our teacher usually say that you have tasted the mango. So we don't need to say much. But if you have tasted the mango, you know for yourself what the mango's like. You will find your own way to eat your mango, to find the mango, to enjoy it. In the retreats here, our friends often ask us the questions, how we've been cultivating a lot of peace, a lot of joys and happiness here. And as a collective Sangha, we can do that. How can we bring it home? How can we bring it home in order to feel the same energy that it is here? Our recommendations always just take on something that is most resonating to yourself, like the practice of breathing to help us come back and get in touch with the present moment. The present moment here is the only moment that you can feel tangible with life, that you can get in touch with the freshness, with the solidity, reflecting the freedom inside of you. And it's just one breath, you can do that, but there are more for you to get in touch with it. Within this moment, the present moment. We will invite you to walk with us, to sit with us, to eat with us, and there's more coming up for you. And if you like anything you can bring home, just over here, you sit for 30 minutes, for 45 minutes, but at home, you can start with 5 minutes. Or you don't need to sit. If your health doesn't permit you, then you can do walking meditation. You can spend longer time to enjoy your meals because it will become the good source of nutrition to nurture your body. Anything. To bring home for your own sake, to cultivate your own peace and joy and hope for yourself and for your beloved one. Someday you can practice more. Someday you are too tired and you forget to practice. It's normal because our nature is to forget. So that's why you are here. You are reminded to come back and get in touch with your breath. And together with the Sangha, we can do that. When it comes to very vague in your practice, don't worry. Luke Cliff is here for you. Come back and practice with us, to share the practice, to joyfully practice together on a day of mindfulness, on a weekend, in a retreat, anything, so that we can build the path to the future together. We are connecting the dots from the present to the future. When we go to Blue Cliff, we are reminded and we are embraced by the energy here. Your practice becomes stronger and stronger. The dot can be more visible. It's okay to have this big dots or small dots as long as you keep the consistent, so that we can always get in touch with every step toward the future. From this moment, the present moment, we enjoy it. We enjoy every moment of it, and we build a path to the future. I remember a very famous speech from Steve Jobs, I think the co-founder of Apple, the father of Apple. He said that we can connect the dots, but only backwards. We can only connect the dots from the past. I agree with him. I totally agree with him. Because from the present, if we look at the past, we can see it clearly, very clearly. We've experienced it. We've gone through it, and it's all clear. So it's easy to say that we can just connect the dots from the past. Very true. Yes, I agree with him. But the miracle, the magic of the practice, have us, with just a breath, we can get in touch with the present, right? We enjoy, and everything happening, everything, all the joy, the happiness, the peace that are happening is here. Life is happening here. Even suffering is happening here too, but we are aware of it. We are more than our suffering. We are more than other things in order to get in touch, to come back and live our life at this moment. And from this moment on, we know how to take care of it. We know how to enjoy it. We know how to nurture it. We will have a future together. We are here for you. So the practice helps us to enjoy the present and to also have our future together. I hope you can enjoy it, and I hope each day of your life is a day of mindfulness. Thank you for your listening. Please unfold your legs and massage them while we wait for some announcements. Thank you.